knife fighting martial arts. I talked about this before. So what can make you more dangerous as a knife attacker? Well, one of the things you could do, I already done, is to look at like knife defense videos. There's quite a lot of people who make videos like martial arts coaches that they make videos about how to defend against a knife attack or knife defense or something like this. And it's like they attack a certain way. Now simply this, instead of beating around the bush, something that can make you more dangerous as a knife fighter is basically training and taking my advice I teach for a long time, knife fighter training, where you learn different ways to attack. So it's not like if you come at somebody, you have the knife down here, you don't want it to be too unpredictable, because a lot of times the knife fighting defense instructions will be like, the guys come like this, it's like block that and then get the arm and do this and do that. So you don't want them to guess what you're going to do. So if I have the knife here coming at you, I might go down here, see? So it's not that the only thing I can do from here is like this, which will be like more obvious. Like if I run at you with a knife like this, and it's like, this is more or less expected, these type of attacks. I do like 12 to 6 or more from the side like this. Now, you want to be able to, you want to learn different ways of attacking from sort of going stance. So there's so many ways you can go from a guard or a stance. So from here, I can go here. See, it's not, if I'm coming at you with this, it's not that the only thing I can throw at you. But like having this guard doesn't like mean, oh, I know how it's going to attack 100%. It's going to be this or something like this. No, it can be this, and I actually deceive you. So from here, this stance coming at you, yeah, it can be this or this, like to the neck, for example. But it can also be this to the liver. See? So from here, it's not that it has to be high and from the right. It can be here, quickly. So from here, I can go here, see, quickly, see, or low to the leg or the stomach. So you want to learn and practice and drill different ways of attacking from a certain guard, so you're not predictable. And it's not just about predictability, it's like it's good to know many ways to attack from a certain position. So same, if I have the guard here, the knife here, it's not that the person can know 100% if I'm holding the knife here coming at what I'm going to do. Because the obvious thing or expected thing might be this, or this, or this. But I can also go, see there, like an overhand. So from here, I can go high, see. So from here, I can also go, and that's the failure there. From here, I can also go here, see. So let's use the down here. The other thing is I don't have an untied zipper hoodie if you're going to do these type of things, because actually it inside the hoodie. So from here, if I'm here, coming at them, yeah, this is the thing I can do. But I can also go here, see? Here, 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 see? Or here. Same with this guard, yeah, I can go like this, or like this. But I can also go here, or here, or here, or here, see? So you don't want it to be that you only know one way to attack from a certain guard. But if you have a knife here, it's like all you know is to attack like this. You want to drill. My training system, how I've been training knife fighting martial arts, is something that works. And it's a part of how I've been training is assume a certain guard stance, anyone, and then drill attacking from that stance. It can be from here. What can I do from here? Well, I can go here. 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 From this guard, let's start from this guard. And it's like starting out and then drilling it, figuring things out. So from here, it's not that the only thing from here or here. The only thing I can do is this or this. From here, I can go here, see? So this might be more expected, like from here, this might be more expected, and this can be more unexpected, or this, see this, see here, where from here, see, you gotta be careful it's not sheet doesn't come off. So, see, see, and this upward thrust here, it can be here or here. Now use a training knife if you're trying this. Okay, anything you see me doing my live streams with actual knives, you use training knives. And that's not just as a disclaimer, because there is a risk that you can get hurt if you're like a rookie, especially if you're starting out. I'm not joking, just like having a real knife and moving it around your body, there's a chance you get hurt. So use a training knife. So, what about from here? Well, I can attack here, see? There's a way to attack the knife here. See? Under the breastplate. Here's the sternum. Under the breastplate. With an upward angle like this. So, a lot of times a target's almost like the belly button. If you put your hand on the belly button, there'll be like a bullseye where if you're going here, there'll be a target for also these type of attacks. Or from here. Because here you have a chest plate. You can hear the bone there. And the bone stops here. Which means if I want to get there hard enough, a straight thrust hits bone and I'm less likely to get in there. It's going to be hard at least. So to get to this area behind the breastplate, I want to enter here at an upward angle. And roughly you can use the belly button as the bullseye target. So put like a fist of a belly button or hand of a belly button. And it's like that's where you're looking to enter with these upward slashes. And especially with longer knives. Because from here, if you enter the belly button, it can get in there. But if it's twice or 3 times as long, entering at the belly button upward angle, it can slide under this breastplate and deep into the body. So I just show you a few things that you can do. So from here, yeah, obviously, I can attack like this, to the neck, for example. I can also attack here, see here. So from here, I can go here. Yeah, I can go here, but I can also switch and hit here. I can also go here to the liver, or here, see. Then from this position, it's basically this angle of attack, here. See, this. So basically, to be more effective as a knife fighter, you don't want to be like the guy in the martial arts knife defense videos, where it's like the guy charges the instructor that shows like knife defense technique. It's like you see this all the time, like knife defense, okay? It's like the guy's like coming like this and then attacking like obviously like this or like this. Then it's like he goes and blocks it like this and then he get the knife on knees or whatever he's doing. You don't want to be like the guy who's easily blocked when they're attacking. So one of the ways that I can succeed in hitting like knife fighting martial arts is if I'm coming at you like this, I might do that, see, at the last moment. Whereas like, it's expected, like a guy, if he's coming here, it's like what's coming is this, or this, for example. Now if I go here, and I hit it so fast, it got unsheathed. So, here, so from here, I've drilled and practiced that from here I can go here, which could be to the leg, or here, for example. So, see, and it might be more expected from here to come high, okay? But just going to a low target zone can be more unpredictable. Because if it's expecting this, it's like the block is time it and stop the knife hand, see here, see, and then get it or whatever it wants to do. So from here, yeah, I've drilled attacking from here in that way to the neck, for example. But I've also drilled switch attacking here. So up high, you're expecting attacks high right, see. from the high right position with the knife. You're expecting high right from a high knife guard. Okay, I have the weapon hand here, high right. The most expected attack is high right attacks. So I've been drilling to be more dangerous where no matter what position I'm in, I know how to attack from there. And it's not only one way. So what about from here, for example? Let's work more from this guard. So from here, yeah, that can go here. See here. But it can also be, see here. And come down here. It can also be low, just low to the leg or here. From here, this guard, the expected thing might be this attack or this hooking attack from the side. Like either like kind of straight up like this or from the side. Now from here, I can also go here, see? So just because it's low right doesn't mean the attack will be coming from the low right. See? So an expected way intuitive is like from here, it's like this is more expected and a natural way to attack. See? Now the issue with knife fighting martial arts, it's not the natural instinctual way to attack, it's refined, sophisticated. It's like things are more effective in the sophisticated way. So a normal way, common like knife attacks happen, like untrained people, like crazy people, or somebody attacks them with a knife, is to grab the sewing machine. Grab the shirt or the jacket or whatever, and then start spamming this attack or this attack, see? So it's like grab the person and then spam like this, okay? Now what's a more refined way? Like using the instinctual. Mike Tyson talked about like fighting doesn't come naturally. You have to train to fight, understand? It's like this, it's rare that it's like somebody like in the 1300s, Middle Ages, it's like ends up in a fist fight and starts like boxing, like left hooks, left, right, bobs and weaves, and so it's like a right uppercut under the jaw. And it's like this. It's like this, like refined when people thought about like, okay, we have this thing called fist fighting that happens. And it's like people end up hitting each other with the limbs. Like what's the more effective way? So maybe if you attack rather than like this, you take maybe like straight and things like this. So it's like, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. So basically, if you want to know 10,000 things. So a lot of boxing, a lot of my knife fighting martial arts, Mike SAHA knife fighting martial arts, TM, okay, it's boxing. It's like don't invent the wheel. It's like boxing based and Muay Thai based. So a lot of my attack methods and like everything, it shares a lot with boxing and knife fighting and Muay Thai. So for example, boxing, that's a punch carrying technique, for example. So I already know how to do a left-right, see, and punching with my knuckles in the jaw. It's like standard boxing. It's like you stand for a target, you're looking to punch your knuckles into the jaw. See, so it's like bang, bang, see? Now, adapted to knife fighting, I already have like the muscle memory of doing that and how to generate force from the arm being here and then hit hard with the right hand, understand? So, it's like the only difference is like 90% the same body mechanics. So the only difference is knife fighting, hit with the left, rather than impact with my knuckles to his jaw, I'm missing on purpose. I call it punch cutting. And I'm punching the blade. See? So it's exactly like throwing a punch. Only instead of hitting him in the jaw with my knuckles, I'm punching to the left side of his head, and which results in me punching the blade into him. And it could be here, the neck is a chief target zone, or here, okay? So it's bang, bang, see? And I'm throwing a punch only to the sides. It's like missing a punch on purpose, like this, see? It's like I'm throwing a punch, and I'm missing on purpose. Now if I'd be holding a knife there, what would that be? With the blade to the side like this. It would be a hard attack where I'm pushing the blade, punching the blade, punch cutting. Punch the blade here, or here. See? So it's like don't reinvent the wheel. I already know like okay, from starting here, I've been drilling and practicing, moving in here, and then a two, okay? And it's just minor alterations. So if a person knows boxing, there's a knife fighting style that you can quickly get dangerous with fighting with a knife. Using, if the person knows boxing, they can use their boxing base to quickly get really good at knife fighting. And just adapt and augment the techniques a little bit. A lot of times it's like it's like 90-95% the same technique, body mechanics. And the main part is like the wrist down in some things. So for example, see here. Need to improve my quality future streams. Well, yeah, you can send a donation to my wife's PayPal if you want to write about the audio. And you can send a donation to my wife's PayPal. And you send a donation to my wife's PayPal doesn't decrease the likelihood that I end up buying a microphone. Or that she buys one and ships it to me. Okay, so if you want to complain about the microphone, yeah, you can send me some money that doesn't make you less likely to be able to buy a microphone. So anyway, punch cutting. See, and I'm punching the knife into his face. Ultimately, the throat. Okay. Now don't try this at home. You want to do right now is dangerous because the sheet is not attached to it. Sometimes I attach the sheet more securely. The secure sheet. So, what else? Yeah, so basically, I've been training to be able to be dangerous and attack from any position. So it's like part of the training, self-training, and figure out my own knife fighting system, helped by God, is what I've been doing is things like just, okay, I have a knife, what can I do from here? Well, from here, I can attack like this. What else can I do? I can do this. What else can I do from this guard stance? I can do this. What else? I can go here. What else? I can go here. What about from this stance, but this grip, reverse grip? I can go punch cut here, end up here, stab here. What else can I do? I can do this. What else can I do? I can do this. What else can I do? This. Okay. Then if I slide off, I can quickly turn over this, which brings to my next part, knife fighting 1-2s, slash stab combos, drilling, attack with a slash followed by a stab right after. The reverse grip, slash, stab, see? So if I slash, I will let you slide off, similar to elbow strikes. Like if you land an elbow strike, a lot of times you slide off the face, see? Which is like, this is, I'm chambered and cocked up for a powerful right attack. So if I throw a left elbow, and slide off, I can turn it to the right elbow, for example. So it's using the natural flow of movement. So if I start from here, slide off the face, what is the natural follow-up? Return with a stab to the neck, or down here, see? So from here, punch cut and slides off, return with a stab either here or here, wherever. So 1-2, slash, stab. Slash, stab, slash, stab, slash, stab. Just 1-2 is 1-2, slash, stab, whatever grip is. And with this grip here, I can go slash, stab, see? Or slash, stab, see? Slash, stab, slash, stab. Or from here, slash, and notice it's like a scissor, it's like the obvious follow-up is here. So if it's, see, so it's quickly, and then what is that? It's just good. I don't have to always explain everything. It's just good, because if I start attacking here, connect. Very quickly after that, there's an attack here. So you want to be hard to defend against as a knife attacker. See, and it's a lot of times like the opposite. Don't be the guy in the knife defense videos where it's like the instructor is like the guy comes at you with a knife like this, and then it's like the naturals. I'm not saying that's bullshit, let's say, but I saw a video the other day. It was like, number one, a guy shows how to defend his knife. The guy comes like this, okay, and then it's like this attack, and he goes, blocks it like this, okay. Now that you don't want to be that guy where like somebody, it's like, yeah, okay, this is coming, block it like here. You want to be unpredictable. If I come at like this, it's not certain that it'll be this coming to you, okay. It's like, yes, I've reeled that to this position, like here. But I've also reeled this, See, and it's not that dark anymore, number one. It starts being high here, but it goes low. Or from here, see, notice that, where it's here, high right, and it's turning and attacking to the left side. So, which is like the worst nightmare of a knife defender, like a person who's defending against knives, is you don't know what it's gonna hit you with. And there's no like, if you have it here, this, I know this is coming, so I can like grab it like this or block like this and then grab an iPhone, like 2-on-1. No, it's like, it can be here and then be that to the leg, understand? Or it can be here and then I'm doing a level change where it's high, drop down and then shoot this up to your neck or to the left side of the body. See? So I've been doing all kinds of ways. It's never like, oh, from this guard, I know what's coming. Even if somebody watch my training videos, there might be some things I do a lot of times, but it's like, you can't guess. Do you understand? It's not like, well, if I have it here, it's like, what I'm gonna do is this or this, okay? Or it could be this or this, see? From here. Here. Or it can be like this, even, where it's like this. So you wanna know multiple ways of attacking from every stance and guard. And part of doing training is just assume a certain stance guard and then drill. Figure out ways to attack from there. So what can I do from here? I could do this. 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 And it's like I've practiced this stance. If I'm here, I can do this, this, and then drill that. So it's like if from here, I've drilled, I've learned different ways to move from here. And it's not just like the obvious, this, okay? But from here, it can be here, here, see, here, here. It can be here, it can be here, from here. So the obvious expected attack might be from here, this, or this, see? And yeah, that can work. I mean, if I can go, see, that can work. Now, a more refined way a lot of times than grabbing the clothes can be control the neck. So just like if I want to land an elbow, I might do this. And if I can get the neck here, and then 1, 2, 3. There's 1, 2. If you start defending, so I'm mixing up once again combinations. I might double tap, hit 2 times there. Then I switch to the target zone or the angle of attack. So it's like if he steps here, he starts defending in the middle. The next one might be here, see? So it's like if it's this coming, it might be defense here reacting to it. If I go stab, stab, and by the time I'm back here to attack again, his hand might go down to stop defending against this attack that I hit him with 2 times. The stab, 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 maybe 3 times. Now, the third one can be here, or here, or here, or here. See? So mixing it up and basically something that helps you be dangerous with a knife is be unpredictable. And generally unpredictable. It's like if you have a knife here, it's not like, okay, if he has a knife there, I know he's going to be doing this if he attacks. Or he's going to be doing this. No, it's like, yeah, that's something I can do from here. But I can also go, see here, quickly here up, like an overhand, and go neck, collarbone area. See? So basically training different ways of attack. So we'll take the mask off. You don't get to tell what to do. Hold on, I'm just gonna put it on just to show you don't get to tell what to do. So I had taken it off. I'm putting it on again. There you go, getting blocked now. See if there's anybody else need to get blocked. So bro, please, why? What the hell are you talking about? You're getting blocked. Boom, another one blocked. I will bites the dust. Hi, wait, people, you're gonna block. Notice once again, boxing, using boxing. So here's a guard that can be used in boxing. Now with a knife here, obviously it's not just there's like a punch landed to my hand, might hurt me less than connecting directly with the jaw. But it's also a blade here, see? Which means it becomes a lot more dangerous to throw punches or kicks or anything to the head. And from here it can also become this, or this, or anything else. So from here, punch cut, see? Here, here. See, and this is the attack that I showed before. Where from here, see, and then it's not that expect, like what is expected might be this or this or this even, but from here I can also go here, and once again hitting so under the soul plexus, sternum, or the throat, the neck. So from here I go. Maybe I'll go first. Okay, back up, and then now they're expecting, like you're saying, that attack here. So you notice there. So from here, I'm attacking up here. So from a high guard, I'm attacking from below up here. So from here, see, here, and I can do level changes if I want to. So it can be bang, and then this. And this is also putting up a block against kicks, for example. Because as I'm moving down here, notice how my arm here, like an up kick, it's hard to up kick to my head, see? So if I go stab, retract, then I go down and do this. Notice a big part of the movement is putting up a elbow forearm block against up kicks. See? So a lot of times, an attack is a defense, which means if I'm here and I throw a punch, I'm putting my shoulder covering my jaw. So it's harder to connect with a hook to the jaw. See, so from here, I'm covering my jaw. So it's similar to that. If I go, see, notice how, as I'm doing this, it's harder to up kick me to the head. And you can also kick into the blade. Yeah, it's just you don't want to attack like that, basically. It's just to see what's coming. So, anyway, that's the point. Yeah. Same here, but I can also go from here, down here, or 1, 2, where I'm slashing and then stabbing right after from the same group. Yeah, so basically what I'm saying is, it's good to learn different ways to attack and know different ways to move from a certain stance guard, where you have familiarity, you know, from like a given position, steady like this, you've drilled before, you're aware, it's like, here's the thing I can do. From here I can attack like this, and that, and it's not just one way. So here, we're gonna look at the, Here. Yeah, so this is a knife attack. You got tray knife there. And notice, don't be this guy, see, because what he's doing in the Good Brothers video is he's got the knife here, and he's coming at him here. And then what is the obvious attack? The instinctual untrained attack is from here, is throw there, okay? Which is like he's blocking it, getting the arm, and then throw on the ground. Now, if you have the knife here, it's like if I'm coming at him like that, I might go over the top and hit him like this. Or not from here, I might go to my body and attack like this, see? Or from here, straight, shoot it straight, see? So it doesn't have to be like here, and then it's like, okay, he knows. He's like, he's holding the knife and coming up like this. I know what's coming, he's gonna hit me like this, okay? Now it can be here, here, or here, more straight, see? So from here, I can shoot more straight here. So it's basically, you don't want to be too predictable and only know one way to attack if you're looking to be more dangerous. Nice point. Somebody holding a knife in the hand is dangerous, okay? The bar's pretty low. So when I talk about effectiveness and like geek out about things and techniques and so it's like, it's not that it can feel like it's like, oh, it sounds like super complicated. It's like, no, based on holding a knife in your hand, intent to hurt a person in the room with it is dangerous. Understand? Like a person holding a knife in the hand, wanting to hurt you with it is a problem, okay? That is very dangerous. But it's things that you can do to be a lot more dangerous, where you're learning, getting better at attack with a knife. And one of the things that make you better, I do wet check, because it was, yeah, so it's wet, but it's wet. So if it's wet and it's wet, there's no regrets. Here's the point. Yeah, here's the point. Yeah, so it's like you want to be unpredictable. It's good. You don't want to, basically you want to be the worst nightmare of like the people that make the knife defense videos. Where it's like, I've seen them before. It's like a video on YouTube, it's like a Filipino guy, so for this he goes knife defense, and the guy has the high gloves. This is the opposite of that, where the guy has the knife down here, and it's like he's coming in for this kind of, he's coming in for this, okay? Which is not crazy, meaning that is like a standard way to attack with a knife. If somebody's charged with a knife and they have it here, a likely way for an untrained average Joe is to hit like this, or like, kind of like hooking like this, okay? Now, that makes it easier for him to defend it, because he's been drilling things like this and tried it. It's like a guy comes here, it's like maybe block it like this, double block, and the main thing would be to keep the blade from sliding into your body. Understand? So it's like, if the knife is coming here, the person standing from me, they have this and they're doing this, okay? If I go here, it's like it can stop it and then quickly go to control the knife for me. Maybe I'll do a knee or whatever I do, or try to get him on the ground, whatever I'm doing, elbow strikes, pull the arm, whatever. But a lot of that depends on knowing what's coming, understand? Because if the person is moving towards you with a knife and you don't know what's coming, once they're close enough to, and they launch the attack, it's like, yeah, the main thing that makes you able to defend is knowing what's coming, understand? Because if you just have a knife, somebody's coming at you, it's very hard for you to be able to react to an unknown attack. So a lot of it is like being able to guess what's coming, which means if the guy's coming at you like this, it's like here, and it's like block like this or whatever you're doing, block here and then control the arm. Now, if the person's coming at you like this and they go like this, see, it's like you're expecting this, and it's like that's your bet, understand? It's like he's coming here most likely, I'm waiting for this to come with the right timing and then do this, understand, for example. Now, if he's coming at like this and then turn into this, that it can be a big problem. And actually, your defense can open you up and make it easier for him to land it. So, do you understand? Meaning you can use like feint, because it's like you make it look they're saying if I comment like this, it's like what a person might be expecting is low attack on the right. And if I go, see like this, see, where I fake this, see here, and then right after I hit there, that can make him go, and then block here. And then once I did this, that triggered this reflex. Okay, I'm coming, I'm going to do this. Okay, and then switch. So he goes to block it, which opens him up down here. So if you had like the block here or here or something like this, it might be hard to connect. By going from, maybe if it's like this, and then he goes down here, notice that opens up the top of the body. So the fake attack is turned into this, see? So now this is a bit detail. That's the point. You don't want, if you want to be effective as a knife attacker, if you look at people that are training knife defense, you can just go and as I have, kind of reverse engineer them. Do you understand? So it's like, this guy is got to defend against a knife, the guy's coming with a knife like this. And it's like he's waiting for this to come. Understand? And he's probably drilled this. So it's like he's waiting for the low attack to come, and then he's blocking it and working from there. So if I'm combating like that, well, I can do combating in the same way, only attack like this, or attack like this, see, on the left side of the body, or attack, push it straight into the face, where it's not this. Or you can actually throw this, touch, retract, and then the next one is coming high. Or here, stab, retract, and then do something else. So run look at this. So notice how this guy is coming at him with the knife low. See? And he's attacking low. See?
Absolutely fantastic.
So what would really make it hard for that guy to defend against me if I was attacking with a knife? Well, come at it the same way and then surprise attack from a different angle.
Yeah. Law enforcement officer, just like the one that we demonstrated, right?
It looks like an 80s Hollywood movie or 70s.
You have backup, you have your fire team partner, you're going to be safe because you can do those techniques without having to worry about it.
Yeah, so here's the thing. If there is a point to that, meaning if you're like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu for street fighting, for example, like a lot of times that it might not be good. Striking might be better for street fights, because if you're fighting one person, okay, and you get him on the ground and get him in a chokehold, as I get the back and I got a rear naked, I'm on the ground, okay. Now if it's just me and him in the room, that might work. But if it's several people, guy runs up and soccer kicks me in the head as I'm laying on the ground, see? Understand? Or like people that I'm on the ground with a person from me, and another guy stands up behind me and starts doing this, understand? Or like this, or just soccer kick me in the head. So a lot of times it's better to keep it standing, striking, as far as I'm concerned. It depends on the situation. Because if you do, that's another thing you can do. If I'm fighting two people, if I throw some punches and I do an explosive takedown and I don't fall into the ground, just throw him on the ground. So he lands and hits the ground and he's on the ground, and then bang, bang, turn and start striking the other person. So that's more like using grappling in a street fight from about opponents. But there's a difference. But if you're fighting one person, it's like a MMA match, and it's Conor McGregor versus somebody else, and he does a takedown, double leg, whatever, or trip. Then he falls the guy to the ground and then works towards the rear naked, for example, an armbar is on the ground. Now, if Habib, his body is in there, it's like Conor McGregor is there, it one type of sock kicks in the head. So notice how that might not work if you're fighting multiple opponents. Do you understand? Like going to the ground and then getting on the ground, stay on the ground, because you're very vulnerable to attacks. Whereas if you're striking, you can circle and attack this person, back up, throw punches here. Do you understand? Whereas if I go on the ground, I'm on the ground, I'm more vulnerable to being attacked by other people. So wrestling or something like this, takedowns in a street fight, it might work better if you're fighting 2 or 3 or whatever, worst case scenario 4 or something like this, to do a takedown, another person is out of the fight, see? It's striking. It's like if there's people, it's like you do a takedown, so you get the person on the ground, you don't fall on the ground and start trying to wrestle them because I can get kicked and elbow strike, knee as I'm working with the person on the ground. So it could be punch, punch. If I do a takedown, just get the person on the ground, so they fall down on the ground, they're on the ground now, okay? And then turn and start fighting the other person with striking, kicks, stuff like this. And you understand? And it depends on the situation. So, a lot of times if you fight a multiple opponent, you don't want to take it to the ground. You want to stay standing and keep striking. And if you do a takedown, you throw the person on the ground, a trip, the person falls on the ground. They're not on their feet throwing kicks and punches really right now. So you don't, do you understand? But it could be more like do a takedown, throw the person, trip the person, something like this. Another person's on the ground, they're commissionless for a while, and you can turn to strike the other people.
But what if I'm by myself? Well, in that situation, I was by myself, and the guy that tried to stab me had a friend, and he booted me in the face, and now I'm not getting home safe. So at the end of the day, train your self-defense with the mindset that's going to get you home safe. Train hard. There's some tech.
Yeah, so here's a knife attack, okay, simulator. So he's got a training knife. And notice how he's coming at him like this, which is a traditional untrained instinctual way to attack with a knife. This is like sewing machine grab and stab, where he's moving in and his left hand might be going to grab his shirt or his collar or just get a hold with his left hand and start spamming attacks to his belly or the right side of his body on the rib cage, like stab, 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 stab. And since that is what he's throwing and signaling that he's about to throw, it makes it easy to defend against. You see, he's coming here and he's expecting that attack because that is like an expected attack, like a likely attack of a guy pulls a knife, is going to attack, he comes at you like this, he's going to throw that, okay? So he blocks it and then he goes to control the arm.
Absolutely fantastic.
And then turns it around.
Just like the one that we demonstrated.
Yeah. So which works one-on-one. But if it's two guys and one of them have a knife and you do that, you throw them, get them to the ground, and now it's like, oh, let's turn it into a wrestling match and go for a rear naked or a armbar submission or something like this. Now you're getting down on the ground and it's easy to kick in the head and then basically moving to bring attack.
You have backup.
So a lot of times it's better to stay standing.
You're going to be safe because you can do those techniques without having to worry about it. But what if I'm by myself? Well, in that situation, I was by myself, and the guy that tried to stab me had a friend, and he booted me in the face, and now I'm not getting home safe. So at the end of the day, train your self-defense with the mindset that's going to get you home safe. Train hard.
Yeah, so here it comes. And this is very dangerous. Here's another thing about the advantage of a dagger knife. At this moment, if he hasn't been disarmed, he can just violently pull his arm back and he'll be cutting the inside of his hand, see? So that's another advantage of a dagger. Now, a dagger takes more training if you have a dagger knife as a combat knife. Okay. So one of the advantages with a dagger is, for example, if that happens, I come at the person and I throw this and he is able to like stop it and block it, and there's a moment here where he's got his arm here. If I just violently pull back like this, I'm cutting the inside of his hand, see? Whereas if it's a regular knife, it's only sharp in front of it. So if I go stab here and he goes here, if I pull back, it's not cutting him, okay? Versus with a dagger, if I pull back with the dagger, and really what I want to do for using a knife like that, is I want to have the finger guard one with my body, because if it's here, this can snag on stuff. Because I want to have it close here, and he goes here, and notice if I just pull back. So if he goes here, I just pull back and I'm cutting him. Same if you would have the arm here, if I can just, whatever I'm doing, like I can cut here and here anyway. So the disadvantage to a dagger. The shape of a dagger makes it better at piercing than some other blade profiles. And it also has two sharp sides, so there's more ways to attack what a dangerous would.
Techniques that work absolutely fantastic if you're a law enforcement officer, just like the one that we demonstrated, right? You have backup, you have your fire team partner, you're going to be safe because you can do those techniques without having to worry about it. But what if I'm by myself? Well, in that situation, I was by myself, and the guy that tried to stab me had a friend, and he booted me in the face, and now I'm not getting home safe. So at the end of the day, train your self-defense with the mindset that's going to get you home safe. Train hard. There's some techniques that work absolutely fantastic if you're in law enforcement.
And even that, meaning even this, where it's like there's a certain attack that's like the most likely attack that he's gonna throw at you if he comes at you like that. And it's like a person that hasn't been doing training like I have, and it's like real different ways. It's like he might come at you like that and then attack up high or stuff like this. But it's like statistics, like if it's like, okay, this is what it's going to throw at me, and I'm ready to respond to that attack. I'm waiting for the arm to move forward in the expected way, and I got a block prepared for it. And it's like, here goes, boom, block, okay. Now, even in this situation, it's incredibly dangerous, because somewhere along the sequence, he might end up getting cut or stabbed.
If you're a law enforcement officer, just like the one that we demonstrated, right? You have backup, you have your fire team partner, you're going to be safe because you can
Not necessarily.
do those techniques without having to worry about it. But what if I'm by myself? Well, in that situation, I was by myself, and the guy that tried to stab me had a friend, and he booted me in the face, and now I'm not getting home safe. So at the end of the day, train your self-defense with the mindset that's going to get you home safe.
Not necessarily. So it's not just if there's two of you, that means that you're gonna be safe, okay? Like even if there's cops. Here's another thing too. If there's two cops and the guy has a knife, any weapon you bring into the fight could end up in the hands of the bad guy, understand? So if you end up, or the good guy who's fighting you. So that's the point. If there's a person that's got a gun and a person that with a knife, and he start deploying the knife, there's a chance that he can get the gun. And now he's got a gun, understand? So now a lot of times police holsters will have a special locking mechanism that's designed to have it be like nobody can stick up, and a cop will just quickly unsheath his gun and start blasting. So they have like a special locking system that they have trained, and they know the specific holster. It's like you push here and then pull on it, or like there's a certain like trick to it a lot of times. Like most police departments have like a holster that has a certain trick to it, where it's like you can't just grab the hand on and pull it out there, because then like a cop is standing in Dunkin' Donuts in the line and ordering coffee or something like this, and then a guy just sticks up behind it and gets the gun, and then bang, 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 or something like this. A lot of times they have special holster where it's like a technique, like a trick. It's like you push this button or something like this, and then you can unsheath it. So now here's the point. So that's my point is this: any weapon you bring into a situation might end up being used against you. Okay, so that's another thing to bear in mind. People going to get blocked. People rub the wrong way, get blocked. No, this is information that everyone should know. That guy doesn't look like he's gonna get blocked. Muscle memory saves lives. Knives are more successful in close quarters. Well, yeah. So that guy is not getting blocked unless there's another comment. I'm gonna check if there's another comment left. That's block worthy. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So training is important if you want to get better at something. Now it's not just training. You want to train intelligently, and you have to be able to know. So you want to get better at fighting with knives, listen to me, watch my videos. I've been teaching knife fighting and drills and all kinds of stuff. Or you can listen to other people. And unfortunately, in like knife fighting martial arts communities and things like this, there's a lot of crap and bullshit. So what I've figured out is like very effective training systems, like ways to train and drills that make sense, and really I can teach you how to really improve your fighting ability. Now remember, just somebody having a knife being in the room with you want to hurt you with it is very dangerous. Now it can be even more dangerous, which makes a difference. So here's the point. That's a point. It's nice. Yeah, muscle memory can help. Now it's not just about training. It's like do you understand? If you train a bad technique and do many repetitions of that and build muscle memory for attacking non-effectively, now you're training in ways to make you worse at fighting. So it's not just like training and repetitions and train. It's like you find the right technique and then you train that. So you don't take a bad technique and then train that. You find a good way to attack. You find things that make sense and then you drill that. Knives are more successful in close quarters. Well, it depends. More successful, all or nothing. That's another thing that I don't like, and another thing to beware of. Beware of all or nothing thinking, always never thinking. It's a sign of an unrefined, unprecise person in all fields. Always never, and all or nothing. Okay, where it's like this is the best weapon. See, it's like the best. Okay, like this like all or nothing is a red flag in of itself. So now a knife is about as dangerous in close quarters as a gun. Do you understand? It's about as dangerous. It's close to as dangerous. Now it's not just the tool; it's his wielding. But a knife is about as dangerous at close range, almost. And the main thing is, with the range advantage, if you have a gun, you can fire at the person as they're advancing and closing the distance. So for me to be able to hurt you with this, I have to get close to you. And if I start out being far away from you, and if you have your gun out and at the ready, you have chances to hit me before I can hit you, see. So the main advantage of the gun is the range, similar to a bow. The main advantage to a gun over a knife is the range. Okay. And indoors, there's less range, so there's less of an advantage indoors. So if it's like if you're on a football field and there's one guy at one goal, another guy at one goal, it's like I'm gonna have to get to the goal on the other side to stab with my knife, and he's got a gun. He's got the chance to shoot at me many times to try to hit me as I'm coming at him. And he's more likely to hit me at least once before I'm close enough to hit him with my knife. Now if it's home defense ranges, there's less time, there's less rounds to get off. Okay, so it's like if somebody is 100 meters away from you and starts jogging it with a knife, I can try many times to hit the person. And let's say I miss every shot, I might have the time to reload and have a fresh mag when he's getting close enough. So it's like the further away the person is with the knife, the better for the gun person. And the closer you are to the gun person as a knife person, the better. So the main advantage to the gun is the range advantage. Also, it can be easier to quickly kill somebody with a gun, okay? Meaning, if you shoot somebody in the head with a gun, a lot of times that's an insta-kill. Or shooting them and hitting the spine or something like this, meaning aiming for the neck or the head. And you have a greater chance to insta-kill them with a gun. Like a 9x19 or 45 or something like this, or 357 Magnum. You have a greater chance of just attack once with this weapon to drop them instantly. Whereas with a knife, especially if you don't hit good zones, like you don't hit violence with it, there's more of a need to attack several times. Okay, so can you kill somebody very quickly with a knife? Yes, but a lot of times it takes longer to kill somebody with a knife. Like if you look at people attack that person with a gun versus with a knife, a lot of times it takes longer until the person dies after a knife attack. And it also depends on who's attacking. If it's a person who's stabbing like this and like this to the torso, there's more of a chance to just hit the intestines and maybe the ribs and the arm and things like this. Versus if somebody is working towards stabbing in the neck, okay, And it's like if they're close, they're gonna might be stabbing here, but they're looking for an opening to stab in the neck or cut in the neck. That's more dangerous, because if you cut just one carotid artery, that will lead to a lot of bleeding. If you cut both, there's even more bleeding, and the windpipe too. So the neck is a prime target zone for knife fighting, like to go for if you're fighting for your life. Do you understand? Like if you're a Bible local laws, I'm going to say first more times. But it's like if you're a person that is legal carrying a knife in public, and there's a mugger that comes after you with a knife and starts stabbing with it, and you pull your weapon to defend yourself, a good place to hit him would be the neck. Because if you're able to hit him in the neck, he will quickly bleed out and he'll get dizzy. So I remember like a metric, like a stat about this. There's like, I'm pretty sure that it's specifically this. If you cut one carotid artery, just one side, left unattended, a person will lose consciousness within, I think it's 90 seconds. Okay, within 90 seconds, like a minute and a half. It could be even lower, but let's say 90 seconds. So which means if I got slashed on right side of my neck and there's blood pumping out of my carotid artery, if I don't stop the bleeding, put pressure on it, and it's just left here and I'm fighting and using my arms to fight and stuff, then it's just dumping blood. Within 90 seconds, I pass out just from the blood loss. Okay. Now, if you cut both carotid arteries, you're really in trouble. It's the same thing as the rear naked choke. If you can get a choke, or like a front choke, basically if you get a choke and you squeeze both sides, that's how blood chokes work in the UFC, where you squeeze both sides of the neck, which compress the carotid arteries. So people don't understand fighting styles. They think it's like the best choke is just squeeze the wind tube or something like this. It's like the chokes don't work where it's like squeezing the windpipe, so it's hard to breathe and then you pass out that way. It's like that most people are effective at choking people out. It's blood chokes where you squeeze the carotid arteries here, and then within 10 seconds you lose consciousness. Which means if you would have, you can even do it, like don't try it at home, but if somebody stood here and they let me do this to them, then it's like I put like a carotid chop, both my hands on the sides of the neck and squeeze like this, they're gonna pass out without long. Now the purposely don't do that to try to choke people out is because it's hard to keep like this for 10 seconds if the person doesn't want to go out on itself. So it becomes more getting a strong hold and being able to keep the squeeze even if the person is struggling. Okay. So here's the point, same there, where it's like you're working to cut off the blood supply to the brain, and the blood carries oxygen to the brain, and if the blood doesn't get a fresh supply, the brain doesn't get a fresh supply of oxygen, you lose consciousness. So the neck is the chief target zone. So if you cut the neck, one or two, that's really making the person lose blood quickly. And especially if you cut the carotid artery and the windpipe, that's a really bad injury. Another thing that's bad, like survivability, neck wounds, if you look at like statistics about, it's like war, maybe like World War I or World War II statistics or like casualties. And it's like and it's like casualties, where it's like guy hit by shrapnel, survived, yes, no. Okay, this many people were hit by a grenade, they were injured by a grenade blast. Okay, and like, did they survive? Yes. And it's like, where were the fragment impacts? And then people that have fragments to the neck are more likely the ones that die. Like a grenade goes off and a piece of shrapnel hit them in the neck, more of those people are going to end up dying from the shrapnel wound, versus someone gets shrapnel in the leg or somewhere else. So neck wounds are often fatal. If that's like a projectile, you get shot in the neck, stabbed, slashed, you get something hits the neck. So also it's very hard to survive. Another thing that's bad about neck injuries is you can't put a tourniquet on the neck. So if you get if you bleed out from the leg, you put a tourniquet there. And if you put a tourniquet on the neck, that's a blood choke, and you pass out from blood choke, you will die from the blood choke. See? So if I would get like shot in the biceps here, for example, and there's a lot of bleeding, you can put a tourniquet here, and that helps to protect me from losing a lot of blood. Okay. Now, if you get shot here and you don't die, okay, instantly, if you put a tourniquet here, that's a blood choke, and you pass out within 10 minutes, you will die. Because if you keep the tourniquet there, you keep the blood choke. So it's very hard to deal with. So the person with knives are more successful in close quarters. Yeah, it depends what you mean by that. So more successful than guns, or more successful? Well, obviously, the knife is a close-range weapon, so it's within touching range that you can use it. Okay. Now, I wouldn't say that the more successful than a gun, but they're about as dangerous as a gun at very close range. And the main advantage to the gun, once again, is the range advantage, and also more likely to quickly kill somebody. Meaning you have a higher chance of quickly killing somebody with one attack. Meaning a shot here, for example, you have a higher chance to one attack. You use your gun one time and the person is out of the fight. Versus with a knife, you're more likely to have to stab many times. Because what is the thing about knife fighting? What we're trying to do? Reach, like puncture, create puncture wounds to vital organs. Like puncture wounds to the lungs, the heart, poke holes in major blood vessels. And understand, to slide the knife into vital organs, the lungs, the liver, the organs. So like hit vital organs and or create massive bleeding. So you're looking to create as much blood loss as possible, which means as many centiliters of blood per minute. Understand? And this is what you're looking to do. Meaning it's like, what are you doing with a knife? You're not working to create pain, okay? And get the guy to start. It's like, what are you doing if you're in a knife fight for life? You need to kill that person to survive. Basically what you're doing is you're trying to hit vital organs, create massive bleeding. So it's like every stab, even if it doesn't hit a vital organ, it's going to create bleeding. So you're bleeding a little bit. Stab again, you're bleeding maybe twice as much. Even if it's not a bad spot. You hit again, you're bleeding more. So it's like you're inducing blood loss. So it's like 10 stabs, even if all the 10 stabs, if they land, none of them hit like a major artery or a lung or the heart or something like this. It's just 10 holes that are bleeding somewhat, okay? And bleeding at this rate, if unattended, the person will pass out sooner or later. So if you look at this statistic, I might have to like freshen up and verify, but I think it's 90 seconds. If 1/4 artery is sliced and it's left unattended, I think it's around 90 seconds until the person passes out. Now you have to remember that the common effectiveness will be decreased before that. It's not like if I would have my carotid open, it's just pushing out here and I'm finding you, and it's like 90 seconds from that, I'm going to be passing out from the blood loss. It's not like I'm going to be perfectly fine and unaffected until the point where I go out, understand? Because I'm going to be dizzy, I'm going to lose coordination, it can be like being drunk or something like this. It's like after that, it's like you lose athleticism, you lose stamina, you can get slower and weaker and dizzy and then like not be able to see clearly. And there's a lot of ways that it can affect you. So, yeah. Someone would call Dana White. I'm not calling Dana White. I'm not a Canadian. Where do you get that? I'm a Canadian. I'm not a Canadian. Dude, nobody says concern about getting a knife fight is you. That's not true. You're assuming, and you're wrong. The issue is you're wrong. You're wrong. I'm not concerned about getting into a knife fight. Are you sort of a knife instructor? No, and that's another thing. I'm better at teaching knife fighting than a lot of people that I see that are certified or this or that, or they got a bigger YouTube channel, which is part of matrix system slave mindset, where people have been conditioned and brainwashed into thinking that competence only comes in a certain packaging. See, it's like people can only, it's like somebody can't be good at something unless they've been vetted and certified and they understand. This is part of matrix system control mechanism. But it's like, there's a thing, they've trained the people to trust experts, and then they control the experts. So it's not true that competence only comes in certain packaging. I've been winning souls to Christ, see. I've been winning a Jew to Christ and 2 Gentiles. And I didn't go to seminary. So this Christian pastor go to seminary, graduate, theological school, and they're out here giving sinners prayer for salvation. They don't win anybody to Christ. Meanwhile, me, I got saved, self-trained, self-taught soul winner, and I won 3 souls. Okay, I've been winning souls. So don't fall for that retarded, idiotic bullshit of thinking that you can't be good unless you're certified. As a matter of fact, the system is seldom the best. Understand? I believe I'm better at curing schizophrenic patients than the big pharma psych docs. I believe if there would be a guy, if I had a clinic, if I was legally allowed to practice medicine, and someone comes to me, this son's got schizophrenic voices, and I got to like treat him, I believe I'd be more competent in fixing schizophrenia than the psych ward in the neighboring city. That if he shows up presents schizophrenia voices, I believe that I could get him better than the MD degree doctor, the white coats, and medical school. Okay, so part of the matrix system is getting you to think that you need the system to get competent. You need the system to get competency. They think that if you want to get good at something, you have to go through the system. So I don't have to be educated to. I don't have to be instructed. I'm better than a lot of people or that are instructors. That people that have some titles of like this. I believe that I'm have more competence in that. A lot of. So you don't have to have competence. Stop using. I don't use math. Okay. Now we're gonna look at another video. See if they have a new one. Now this is one of these channels. They have taught me for the deep state before with covert abuse tactics, which is common. Here, this guy made a video, how to win a street fight when it's too close for comfort with Jay Cooper. It says. Take a look. It's a 32-minute video.
So we never should carry a weapon anyway. Because if you carry a weapon, you're kind of expecting trouble. We carry tools. We have access to tools. We have access to other tools. Now, if we're using that definition, what does the weapon mean? We are the weapon. Everything else is a tool. We are the weapon.
Yeah, and that's actually correct. And that's how I look at things. Meaning, my main weapon is my body. Do you understand? Because there might be a circumstance I get into. You don't train for the optimal scenarios. Okay? You don't train for optimal scenarios only. Where it's like all you train is optimal scenarios. So it's like, if I'm at home, I can have like a 10-foot spear at home. And like an axe and whatever. And it's like, yeah, it's like for, okay, but what if I'm attacked when I'm outside, I'm going to have a 10-foot spear or something like this. So, my human weapon, okay, I'm the weapon, meaning mainly my body, including my brain, is the weapon. So my elbows, I can throw my elbows into your face, I can throw punches, I can grab you, I can do things. And there's things in the environment that I could acquire and use as a weapon. And then there's things that you can train that make you more able to be able to use something that's like a new object, and you have like the basic stuff. Like for example, a lot of the knife fighting martial arts training applies to pretty much anything I hold in my hand. So for example, like if I would have this and it was a little bit heavier, it's like that I've been training attack with a knife like this, and it's like the difference is there'd be like a sharp thing here with reverse grip, stab it like this or hit it like this, see? Or with this grip, hitting like this. So if I would have a stick, if I get attacked, it's like a stick. Now a lot of times it's like it's not that effective. It might be better to just use my knuckles or elbow than like a little stick and then hit you with it. But it's something that could be used.
So if you look at my voice, I can use my voice as a weapon. I can use my physical presence as a weapon if I'm sufficiently intimidating and big enough. I can use my fist, I can use my feet, I can use my elbows, my knees, my head, a blade, a bat, a top, a gun, tank, steamroller going over it. The idea behind even my fat ass can shuffle off in that direction quite quickly. With my hands, he isn't really paying attention to what
I'm not gonna play the whole video.
that conversation range piece. Okay, so he's going to put these here. Now, I'm not going to orient off Nick. So this would be Nick. He's now here. It's like a Chronicles of Riddick. So it's like this little shadow figure. This is representing where he would be. So I'm not here because that'd be stupid. I'm orienting in this order. So I've got to hit from here. Now, we're going to start neutral. What we're going to do is we're going to fence off. So hands come up, hands go down, steps are here. And now notice this is now that extra distance I've created for that shot. And we're going to do a very, very simple shot. And all it's going to be is simply this fist rotating over like that. Just in a very short clipping, almost like a...
Yeah, so this is hitting like the basics of boxing, which is now.
What I'm going to be aiming for, if I'm doing this for real, is there. And there's a reason I aim for there. If I hit
I talked about this before in training. Where a lot of times if I'm training with stuff, I'm aiming for the ear. And what is the, like with hooks and stuff, a lot of times I'm aiming for the ear. Why? Because yes, it might be more likely to knock the person out if you hit at the jaw here. So if I have the dummy here, I talk about this one. He's like a close line, for example. He's a close line here. So you notice how I'm aiming to hit the ear. Why? Yeah, it might be better if I hit the jaw in terms of likely to knock him out. Now, if I hit him in the ear, it's still rattling his brain, okay? It's like concussive force. Now, if I aim for the ear, and as I start throwing something, he retracts, he pulls back or moves back. Now, rather than missing like this, if I'm aiming, let's use the punch instead. If I'm aiming with a hook here, that's more likely to knock him out if it lands there than if it lands here quite possibly. Now, if I aim for the ear, the hook leading to the ear is doing something. But if he pulls back as I start throwing the hook like this, you see he's coming, and his defense is to pull his head back. Now, I must still connect with the jaw. I'm aiming for the ear. If he pulls back his head, or like a box, whole body movement back or head movement back, as I'm going for the ear, see, I might hit the jaw. See? So if you aim here, you might hit here if the person pulls back. So you're more likely to hit something if you aim for the ear.
Job done. If he sees it and flinches and moves, job done. Because he lines his chin up. So either way, what I'm doing is I'm taking the furthest point, which will have the effect, and that will scramble the circuits, and I'm dragging it forward. So I've got this as my whole target line. If I aim for the knockout point on it there, see that? So I aim for the chin and he moves, I'm kind of fucked. If I aim for his ear and he moves, I've got him anyway. So we're looking at catching the most real estate with a minimal motion. Dropping that weight into it, there's a chance he'll pick up. If I need that kind of space, give it. Make it a match fight. If that's what you have to operate in, make it a match fight. Don't have a problem with that. Fence up, fence on, hold out. Roll one, roll two. Okay?
Look, Bob, you know, I got 3 people watch that right now. I'm not desperate for use. I got the quality that I got everything I need to go up on the internet, and despite shadow banning and everything it is like I'm not a guy that has nothing going for myself, so I have to be like settle for breadcrumbs and let people disrespect me. See, it's like, oh, the person is disrespectful in the chat, but it's like the review, so I let him do that. It's like, no.
Get it. Jack Dempsey. Okay, his book is to me. They will go for the eyeball and they will go here, and it's like any further will rip it out, and they will literally hold the eyeball. So they'll just gouge it down and out, and they will hold the eyeball. So if I'm arguing with Rio, I need to make this about me and Rio. I need to make this about me and Rio. If there's 3 there, it's like I can say, okay, lads, let's just talk about this. We're kind of free talking. So what I can say, is this about you and me? No, back off. Is this you and me? Do we have, not these 2, forget them, this is us. they're doing. Have you seen these fuckers? Take a good look at these guys and what they're wanting to do right now. Look at their fucking faces and the way they're carrying themselves. Because now you're putting eyes on them. Are they now second guessing it? They may still go. Alcohol does funny things to people. Being a weapon. What's the risk to my personal health from 3 people kicking the shit out of me?
Dying.
So it's fucking high. It's fucking high. So am I now in a position where lethal force or accelerated use of force options and equalizer would be?
Yeah, definitely. Which is the same as in Sweden. Which means if you get a type of one person, that if you think about this, okay, so there's different methods. You can go better judged by 12 than cared by 6 or something like this. Do you understand? Meaning, I used to, long ago I had a knife on me in public illegally. And I just didn't give a shit. It's like, yeah, it's illegal, but I got it on me. And it could save my life. Do you understand? So it's something that could save my life. It's like squeeze-juice ratio. It's like if I get jumped by several people, something like this, having a knife could save my life. But if I get caught carrying one illegally, I'd lose maybe $300 in a fine or something like this. And I'm already indebted to a point of no return, which, do you understand? So I started, this is long ago, it's many years ago. So here's the point. So what I'm addressing is like the different mentalities, okay? So one thing, if you're thinking about self-defense, if you're training martial arts, you think about self-defense and you watch the videos like the video there and think about different things. One mental angle is to consider like the legal aspect, where it's like if I end up winning the fight and in court and I had to argue for my use of force, how would it look? Now that's not the main thing, but you can have that as part of what you're thinking about. Meaning, if you think about it, say, okay, I have a knife. Like for example, home defense or something like this. And if it would be, I don't know, a cracker comes through the window or something like this. And if I go get my spear and then just run at him and start trying to kill him right away, okay? And then I end up winning the fight by stabbing with the spear, let's say. And I end up in court where it's like, well, the guy died, and then the prosecutor might be like, you didn't have to kill him or something like this. You could have ran away or something like this. So then you can go, it might be good if I have a less lethal option available in my environment. For example, a baton, see. That might be good. I might think maybe I buy a baton. Because right now the one thing I have is lethal, like a spear. So maybe if I have money sometime, I'll buy a classic baton. So at least there's an option. Whereas maybe it's a small crackhead and it doesn't look like they know how to fight a lot. And they don't have a lethal weapon. Maybe they just have some little thing. And they have a baton and try to get him to not be that dangerous and try to get him, like hit him to get him to run off, something like this. And be like, well, I try to defend myself with a less lethal weapon first. Like after hitting him with a baton, like he's pursuing me with like a crowbar or something like this. And I back up, I hit him off with the baton, and after he still come at me. And then when I'm here, I pull my knife and start stabbing him or something like this. Okay? But I tried before that to use something that's not lethal. Do you understand? So that can be part of what you can think about. If you're a person, it's like watching videos like this, it's like self-defense, like street fighting self-defense, techniques and philosophy and things like this. Like part of but like a mental thing is to think about after use of force, because you're aiming to survive okay, if you think about home defense or street fighting self-defense, it's like surviving the altercation. It should be like a key priority, like a top priority. And if you survive it, its use of force, you might end up in court having to argue for your use of force. So it's important to at least one time or now and then to think about the legality of use of force. Okay, the legality, like if you end up winning a street fight, think you're gonna have to be in court having to justify use of force, and would you win the court case, or it's like, are you likely to have to spend a long time in prison because you survived the fight, but it's like you clearly used too much force or something like this. So here's another thing: a knife is not. It's like there's a reason why if I train or talk about knife fighting, you don't hear me talk about it's like less lethal. Where it's like just cut him in the arm to give him some pain, wait a little bit and see if he will surrender after the cut. It's like if you get to a point of deploying a lethal weapon, it should be a situation warranting lethal force being used. So if you get to a point of deploying a lethal weapon, now it should be the situation should be demanding lethal force being used. Understand? Which means it's not like, oh, a guy you're outside and let's say it was legal to have knives on it where you live, and you have a knife, and a guy walks up and kind of shoves you, pushes you, or something like this, or like gets in your face and kind of, I don't know, something like this. You pull a knife and stab in the neck. Do you understand? It's like if it was legal for me to have a knife on me in public, and I have a knife on me in public, I'm outside smoking, and some drunk comes up with me, and he's like, hey, and like start like have his hand more short about this. Okay, and right now it's not throwing attacks, but he is invading my space and being physical. It's like, would it be rational to be like the drunk is like got his head on my shoulder, like, hey, just like pull a knife and start stabbing him with it, okay, right away. It's like, well, that's lethal force. Then if I show up in court, the guy died, it'd be like, well, there's like CCTV maybe of it. It'd be like, well, the guy was just there kind of like moving around. It's like you pull a knife and stab him and he died. So why did you push him and walk away from him? And that could be justified. The same situation, if that happened, it's like, what could I, if I end up in court after this, be like, not go to prison for? Well, if that happened, like a drunk walks up to me, I'm outside, gets his hair muscle, like, hey, you motherfucker, or something like that, I go push him off, okay, like this, okay? And then if he comes at me again, and like come at me like this, and then I kick him as he's coming at me, it's like still I feel like I could justify this use of force in court of law. Do you understand? It's like if I'm outside and I'm just smoking something, it's just a drunk comes up to me like, hey, okay. Now, what would I expect that a judge would say that it's not okay? If I pull a knife and it's like he's got a shoulder here, and I grab his arm and then pull a knife and start stabbing like this, and he collapses, he dies, something like this. I'd expect that the judge would be like, yeah, you had the right to use that amount of force. It might be a long time in prison. So if you think about what is the way that could respond that is justified by the court of law? Well, maybe if the guy is like got his hand here and is moving, and I go slam his arm out of the way, move his arm out of the way, push him off me and walk back like this, okay? And then at this point, because he's this close, the next thing could be he starts doing something. So I feel like up to that point, just like getting his arm out of the way, pushing him off and creating some space, that might be. I feel like I could always have the use of force in the court of law. Okay. Now, if I back up like this, and now he's coming at me like this, like he's charging up a punch, or like he's got a stick or something like this, so he picks up a rock or whatever, and comes at me like charging me. Now, if I go and I kick him coming in like this, still I feel like that it's not like oh wow, that's just clearly crazy use of force that you act like this. I feel like that's something I could defend in the court of law, like everything I did up to this point as a free scenario. Now, so yeah, it's like that's a good thing to bear in mind. If you're thinking about self-defense scenarios and training, and you think about like self-defense and what if I get attacked with a knife, I'm training martial arts, and part of the reason I train is for self-defense stuff. And you're thinking about what if I get attacked by a guy with a stick on outside, or two guys without a stick, or what if I get attacked with one guy with a knife? What if I get attacked by three guys and one of them have a knife or something like this? It's good to think about different scenarios that you might get into. And one of the things that you should bear in mind too is the legal aspect, where it's like, ultimately you don't use any force that you can't justify in the court of law. Now here's the point. If you're fighting two people, especially if they are the ones initiating physical conflict, that opens up, meaning the use of force is like the legal aspect. It's like the amount of force that I can use legally depends on the circumstance. Which means there's a certain level of force that you can use against one person, but there's other things that can change how much force you can use. If there's two people fighting, or if it's one person who's a lot bigger, or if you're a person that has a bad leg and you can't run or something, like you're physically frail or injured, and the other person is bigger and stronger than you and they're attacking you. So it depends. So anyway, the legal angle is important to bear in mind if you're looking to like the main thing is surviving a fight. The main thing is surviving a fight. If somebody attacks you, you have to defend yourself. The main thing is surviving, okay? Making it out of the situation alive and as uninjured as possible, as far as I'm concerned. Because it's not just alive, it's like, yeah, most important surviving, but you also don't want to have just one eye for the rest of life, like Michael Bisping or something. It's just you got like an eye injury or something like this. So basically, it's good to navigate in a way where you survive the assault as uninjured as possible. I'm gonna finish up because I'm gonna call my wife. I just saw a notification that she wrote me on Messenger. So, before finish up, address this thing where people, they are looking to poo-poo what I'm doing, and I dealt with that before, and I can go really like deep with like I did before, where it's like, that's a part of the matrix system. Where there's other people have been brainwashed by the matrix system to be like, you have to be licensed to have competency. It's like, if I make a YouTube video, how to lose fat or something like this. It's like, I'm a guy who's ripped with a six-pack and in great shape, never had been fat. So maybe I know a thing or two about what type of lifestyle can keep you from having a lot of belly fat, okay? And I could make videos like, here's effective ways to lose fat. If you're a guy or you're overweight and you want to get fit and slim, okay? And I do believe I have the competence where I can teach somebody that, like effective strategies that can help the person lose weight. And then somebody's like a hater in the video we talk about, it, go, are you a licensed nutritionist? Or do you have? Are you a naturopath, something like this? Do you have some kind of certificate, nutrition coach certificate? It's like, no, but it's not that I need to have a certificate or a license for me to have competence. So competence does not only come packaged in this specific packaging behind a degree or letters to your name, say. I've been able to excel and master things and accomplish a lot of things without any standard training. Like, for example, I've been able to sing where I have videos of myself singing a cappella to a point where I don't think that sounds crazy if I say it's like, yeah, I have at least as much singing talent, ability as some people are rich and famous singers in this world. Okay? And so it's like the ability is the ability. It's like, well, did you see? I didn't hire a vocal coach, but it's like I have videos of myself singing really well. Okay, it's every time I sing that it's the best, highest level. No, but I have videos of myself singing really well, and I didn't go to a vocal coach and get training, or go to choir school, or something like this. But the ability is the ability. So it's like if you can think straight, if you have critical thinking and you can reason and think, you'll be able to realize that it's not that you have to have professional training for you to have the ability to accomplish something. It's possible to have ability, competence, without having been professionally trained. I mean, a person can. I don't think that Jesus, the carpenter, went to carpenter school. There's nothing in there. I think he was trained by maybe his father, Joseph, for this. But my point is this: I believe that you can end up doing a good job being a painter. That is, understand, without going to artist school. I believe a person can end up being a great painter or singer, or chef, without going to culinary school. Okay. Now, is it true that a person without innate ability or talent, like an average person, to get really good at something, might need to go to a school where they have a panel, where they have like a formula on how to raise the ability in an average person that lacks ability to begin with, or the ability to get good on their own? It's like, yeah, so it's not that it's worthless and pointless to have professional training, but you don't want to fall into thinking that you have to, that there's only one way to get better at something. So you can get better at things without going to a university or a school or something like this. Now, it depends on who you are, but you definitely can improve your abilities without people, human beings helping out. I gotta finish out. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I can sing, dance, do martial arts, do all kinds of stuff. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So, thanks to God, we have to get better at things. And I don't believe that you have to be licensed or have a diploma or a degree to be able to get better at something. And I don't think so. I mean, for example, I do boxing. I can throw hard and fast punches. And I can say that, I can go pull up videos. There's like face value, you can see I'm hitting really hard with my punches. There's some guys that go to boxing gym, and like 6 years training boxing, they're still not hitting as hard as I do with the punches. See? So apparently it's not that well to be able to be a guy that can punch hard. You have to go to a boxing gym and train years and years and have a pro boxing coach hold you by the hand and teach you every step of the way. Apparently it's possible to do something at a high level, hit hard, without the standard pass. Okay. So yeah, I gotta finish up.